I want to take this moment to share something very personal with you. Over the past year and a half, I've been doing some healing and self-reflective work. And through this work, I've had the revelation that I identify as non-binary. With that said, I'll officially be changing my pronouns to they, them. I feel that this best represents the fluidity I feel in my gender expression and allows me to feel most authentic and true to the person I both know I am and still am discovering. In this first episode...
I don't care about the rest of that. Now hold on for a second. Non-binary. I had to Google it. It's not the first time I've heard it. All right? I've heard it before, but I had to Google it. Okay? All right.
That's the first time I'm ever hearing this.
I'm going to read it for you. Non-binary or genderqueer is an umbrella term for gender identities that are neither male nor female identities that are outside the gender binary. Non-binary identities fall under the transgender umbrella, since non-binary people typically identify with a gender that is different from their assigned sex. Though some non-binary individuals do not consider themselves transgender, another term for non-binary is NBI. So continuing, non-binary people may identify as having two or more genders, being bigender or trigender, having no gender, or genderless, or gender-free, moving between genders or having a fluctuating gender identity. Or being a third gender, or another gender, or basically a category that includes, or a category that includes those who do not place a name to their gender. Gender identity is separate from sexual or romantic orientation. And non-binary people have a variety of sexual orientations, just as cisgender people do. So more or less, from what I gathered from that...
That's way too long, man.
What I gathered from that is, and please, I'm here to learn. But what I gathered from that is, it has nothing to do with sexual preference. Like, I'm non-binary, so I like this more. No, it's just one day I might feel like a dude. The next day I might feel like a woman. The next day I might feel like I'm trans or... That's what I'm... Listen, please correct me if I got that from Wikipedia. Anybody could type that shit in. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I've heard this term so many times, and I'm still trying to fully understand what it is. Demi Lovato coming out as non-binary, I really don't care. Does she make music? I don't even know if she does. But the reason why I wanted that clip to be played is because she's somewhat of a celebrity. People know who she is. And then with her identifying as non-binary, it gives, it lends credence to that orientation. If I could even say that, because I don't want to offend nobody. But so more people could feel comfortable coming out as that. It also, amplifies what it is. Some people might feel like that, but, don't know what to call themselves. You're shaking your head. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I feel like you're going on this long explanation because you're trying to explain while also not offending anybody at something that I think is ridiculous at this point. Like, what are we doing? We're just creating things at this point. Like, whatever we feel like we want to be, we can be. What if I say, okay, so now one day I go to sleep and I wake up and I feel like I'm black, but tomorrow I'm white, and then the third day I'm Mexican because I feel like that inside. That's how I feel. Am I allowed to just say now when I fill an application that I'm Caucasian, that I'm Mexican and black, just a mix, just because I feel like that?
Well, I mean, if you did that, you'd be culture appropriate.
Okay, which we know that you love, so you're for this. No, but seriously though, like it gets to a point where I understand lesbians, I understand gays, I understand bisexual, I understand transgender, and we've spoken about this many times. It's taken me a while to kind of adjust to this because of my upbringing, where I came from, and that's okay. Some people just need time. But when it gets to all these other things that they're creating, to the point where you fill out some applications and the gender section is like longer than the list of requirements for the job, like you should check off what you have, I have this education, I have this. The gender list is longer now than your requirements for the actual job, because of all these things that people are creating because they feel like it. And I'm not trying to take away from nobody's feelings. Feel the way you feel, but at the end of the day, you're still a male or you're still a female. You know what I mean? Unless you are fully willing to transition. Like, people who are fully willing to like a man who's transitioned to a woman who is willing to cut his thing off and change that into that, to me, yes, you believe that. You are 100% in. And even if you don't get the surgery because you can't afford it, but you live your life as a female and you were born a male, I'm 100% going to be like, okay, that's what it is. But this, I wake up one day, I feel like a woman. I wake up the next day, I feel like a man. Switching binary, the definition for it is a full book to figure out what we're talking about right now, because somebody created this. It's just, for me, it's too much, man. And at this point, if I'm offending somebody, too bad. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I mean, like, just to kind of bring it to a close there. To me, all it sounds like is, that's why she said the pronouns, right? Them, they.
Yeah.
It's just. It's just like, okay, if you're a woman, right, and you're married, you say Mrs. da da da. If you're not married, is Ms. da 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 da. Right. It's just the title before the name. That's really all it is. It's from, and again, I could be wrong. I'm here to learn, but that's really what it sounds. It's just the title before it is. So that's why, the title before the name. So that's why. It's when you see, if I identify as non-binary, it's not, yo, my guy or my girl. It's it's them or they. It's not.
So you'd be like, where? So instead of saying where is she going, you'd be like, where are they going?
Yeah.
Like you're talking about
because they is plural, right? More than one. Them is plural, right? More than one.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what I'm trying to pick up here. But anyways.
Still silly, but thank you.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Demi Lovato is non-binary.
Sounds like a computer code. Sorry, keep going.
And like I said, I don't believe God makes mistakes. But if you think that, I support that. You could think whatever you want. That's up to you. You have that conversation when it's time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I could be wrong too. I don't have a direct line to
Japanese tomorrow.
I don't have a direct line to the big homie. But viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you're not respectable in your comments, the comments aren't going to go up. We're not blocking them. YouTube is blocking them. So keep that in mind too, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching that video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yo, Chris, we got to 200 subscribers, man. Finally. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to stop there. We have a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers. So what I need you to do, I need you to like these videos over here. I need you to subscribe right here, man. Two guys doing the podcast, man.